A broke construction worker wrote one word on a piece of paper, slept on it for 21 nights, and woke up on day 22 to a phone call that changed everything. A $75,000 contract offer from a client he hadn't heard from in years. A single mother facing eviction did the same thing and 15 days later got promoted to a position she didn't even know existed, tripling her salary overnight. What's the word? Well, it's not what you think, and the reason it works will blow your mind. But here's the catch. I can't tell you what it is until you understand why your brain literally rewrites itself while you sleep, because if you get this wrong, it won't work at all. Today we're diving into one of Joseph Murphy's lesser-known techniques that combines the power of your subconscious mind with a surprisingly simple nighttime ritual. Now, I know what you're thinking, really. A piece of paper under my pillow. But here's the thing about Murphy's work. It was always grounded in understanding how our minds actually function, especially during sleep. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this technique has such a dedicated following. Let's start with what actually happens in your brain when you sleep. During certain sleep phases, particularly what scientists call theta and delta wave states, your subconscious mind becomes incredibly receptive to new information. It's almost like your mental defenses take a break, allowing new patterns of thought to establish themselves more easily. Joseph Murphy understood this decades before modern sleep research confirmed it. He recognized that the hours we spend sleeping aren't just downtime, they're actually prime time for mental reprogramming. Murphy documented a case that perfectly illustrates this principle. A man came to him in complete financial desperation. Let's call him Mr. B. He had no job, mounting bills, and 3 children to feed. Murphy taught him this specific technique. Write one particular word on paper, place it under his pillow, and follow a precise 21-day protocol. The results? Within 3 weeks, Mr. B received not one, but 3 different job offers. One of them paid double what he'd ever earned before. Within 6 months, he'd eliminated his debt and built more savings than he'd accumulated in the previous decade. Now, was this just coincidence? Murphy documented similar patterns hundreds of times throughout his career. Okay, so what was this mysterious word that transformed Robert's life and hundreds of others? Are you ready for this? It was wealth. Not money, not cash, not riches, specifically wealth. Now, before you think that's anticlimactic, let me explain why this particular word is so powerful that Murphy guarded it like a state secret for decades. You see, your subconscious mind doesn't just respond to words. It responds to the complete emotional and energetic package that comes with those words. When most people think money, their brain immediately conjures up images of bills, stress, not having enough, working harder, or even guilt and shame around materialism. Money carries baggage. It's associated with problems, with temporary fixes, with something you get and then spend and then need more of again. It creates a scarcity loop in your subconscious. But wealth, that's completely different. Wealth implies abundance, security, freedom, choices, peace of mind. When your subconscious hears wealth, it doesn't think about paying bills or buying things. It thinks about being the kind of person who doesn't worry about money at all. It's an identity, not just a resource. Murphy discovered something fascinating through his research. He found that people who used the word money in their visualizations would often manifest small amounts. A $20 bill found on the street, a small unexpected check. But it would come and go quickly. However, people who programmed their minds with wealth would manifest entire lifestyle changes. New careers, business opportunities, investments, relationships with prosperous people, knowledge that led to long-term financial success. If you want to try this technique, here's Murphy's exact method. Preparations start like this. Take a fresh, clean sheet of white paper, Then write the word wealth in the center using blue or black ink. Make the letters clear and bold. Now, here is the nightly ritual. Before bed, hold the paper and look at the word for 30 seconds. Really feel what wealth would mean in your life. Don't just think about it, experience the emotion. Place the paper directly under the center of your pillow. As you lie down, mentally say, "While I sleep, my subconscious accepts wealth as my new reality." Spend 3 minutes visualizing yourself already living as a wealthy person. See your bank account, feel the security, experience the freedom. Then simply let go and sleep. Then comes the morning practice. When you wake up, before getting out of bed, touch the paper through your pillow and say, "Thank you for the wealth that's already on its way." Now see, there is a set of rules you need to follow. Do this for exactly 21 consecutive nights. If you miss even one night, start over from day 1. Don't tell anyone you're doing this until after the 21 days are complete. Trust the process without constantly looking for immediate signs. Now you might say, why 21 days? Murphy observed that significant changes typically began around day 7, but the most dramatic transformations happened between days 14 and 21. Modern neuroscience tells us this aligns perfectly with how long it takes our brains to form new neural pathways and replace old thought patterns. Murphy documented case after case of people who followed this protocol exactly. Teachers who received unexpected job offers, struggling parents who discovered forgotten inheritance, small business owners who suddenly attracted their biggest clients ever. The common thread: they all followed the method precisely and maintained what Murphy called expectant faith, not desperate hoping, but quiet confidence that change was already in motion. Here's where it gets really interesting. Modern quantum physics suggests that our deepest beliefs and expectations actually influence the reality we experience. When you spend 21 nights literally sleeping on the word wealth, you're programming your subconscious to expect and recognize opportunities that align with that identity. It's not magic. It's your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information based on what you've told it is important. When you convince your subconscious that you're a wealthy person, you start noticing and acting on opportunities that a broke mindset would completely overlook. Murphy always emphasized that this technique should be used with positive intentions and a holistic view of wealth, not just money, but health, relationships, and inner peace. He warned that approaching it from a place of greed or desperation could actually backfire. Look, I know this might sound too simple to work, but here's what I've learned about Murphy's methods. They're simple, but they're not easy. They require consistency, faith, and the willingness to let go of control. If you decide to try this, commit to the full 21 days. Don't half-heartedly test it for a few nights and then give up. Murphy's techniques work for people who work with them completely. Have any of you tried similar sleep programming techniques? Let me know in the comments what your experience has been. And if you start this protocol tonight, come back in 21 days and share what happened. I'd love to hear your results. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more deep dives into practical manifestation techniques that actually have some science behind them. And remember, whether this works for you or not, the most important wealth you can build is your understanding of how your own mind works. Sweet dreams, and here's to your abundance journey.